My people, welcome, welcome. All right, let's bring the music. Oh, my people, welcome, welcome, welcome back to U&I Talk Show today. Special show today. U&I Talk Money on Thursdays. Oh, show today is on March 27, 2025. My people. People been talking about making money on YouTube. Some people been jealous the others make money on YouTube. So instead of being jealous that some people make money on YouTube, how about we learn together how you and I can also make money on YouTube, or how you and I is making money on YouTube using YouTube, or have we made money on YouTube, and how do people make money on YouTube? And in the Rwandan community, the Kagamistan been talking about funga mukanda. People are supposed to tighten their belt because they're being sanctioned, and they're not going to be making any money. So, but that's their reality. This doesn't have to be you and I's reality, because we have been living a different life. We have not been to Congo to plunder anybody, to kill anyone. We have not harmed anyone. So we can continue with our plan, making money and being rich and enriching other people as well. So people are always talking about YouTube. I would also like to talk about, that this is a series of my personal experience, my personal journey into making money, and YouTube is just one tool, one platform. I also want to talk about money spiritually, like how come some people make money, others don't? How come some people are living in poverty? And how come some people have been able to get out of poverty? How are we going to get out of poverty? All those things, right? So, welcome to the show. You're welcome to participate in the show. You're welcome to ask questions. So, we are going to get rich together. And there's this thing in Kinyarwanda that I really like, which is called urakire, turakire, kira, turakire twese. It's like when you sneeze, and then people tell you bless you in English. Well, in Kinyarwanda, they tell you kira urakire. And it's like they're wishing you wealth, they're wishing you be rich, become rich, and then the way you answer is not just thank you, it's turakire twese. It's like, okay, may we all be rich you know so there's this stigma around money. Like, people don't even talk about money. And when you're growing up in our culture, we don't talk about money is even a taboo in itself. And then when people see people making money, they start making up all kinds of stories about how, oh, maybe it's the devil, maybe you have some magic. Maybe you sacrifice some goats, maybe you sacrifice some people. There was all kinds of stories about rich people when we were growing up. Like, you're even scared about rich people. You're even scared. You see rich people, you run. But you should be asking them how they got rich. Like this movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. Remember how the Will Smith character, he meets this very rich guy, and he's like, yo, I need to know what you be doing. So then you have to ask the right people, though, because what if you ask these criminal dictatorships out here, and then they tell you, in order to make money, you gotta go into Congo and kill people and plunder, right? So that's not what we're into, right? So we're here on YouTube, and some people make millions on YouTube, other people make thousands, so people are making money. But how are people making money on YouTube? And so this is just about sharing my own personal experience. um, and it's not necessarily about sharing the numbers, how much money I'm making, or how much money this and this is making, because you could do the same thing and make different amounts of money. It depends on who you are and what is it that you are offering to your audience. That's going to determine how much money that you make. It also depends on what kind of business that you're into. Like, for example, on YouTube there's different brackets, different categories, I would say, that make money, and others that make less money, So it all depends on um, what you do and how you apply what you apply. That's going to determine how much money you make. So that's what I'm saying. It's not about how much money that I make that's going to determine how much money you make. So the first way that people been making money on YouTube, and uh, uh, that is most famous, is by once you have enough hours, once you have enough subscribers, and then YouTube invites you into their partnership program, and then you join their partnership program, and then they start showing ads on your show, and then they start sending you a percentage of the money that they make from the ads. Sometimes it's 60% depending on the ads, all the donations. Sometimes it's less. So that's like the basic way of making money. But for us, for example, teachers, entrepreneurs, and businesses, many of the people who have YouTube channels is not necessarily to broadcast commercials and to get paid by advertisers. It's people teaching something that they know, something that they have mastered, sharing their wisdom, sharing the knowledge, sharing their struggle, their travels, and then being private consultants for people who want to do the same. Like, for example, if you're an accountant, and I'm saying this also for my audience. I've noticed you have to know your audience as well. I've noticed that most of my audience obviously is in the US and Canada and Europe and some countries in Africa as well, such as Congo and Kenya, South Africa, and stuff like places like that. So for my audience in the USA and Canada, it makes sense that the USA and Canada would be my top audience since I'm in Canada, right? And also Rwanda, since I do shows in Kenya, Rwanda, and originally from Rwanda, African Canadian born in Rwanda. So it makes sense that that would be my audience. So you have to know your audience as well. So speaking to my audience in Canada and USA, for example, people have all kinds of professions. If you want to have a YouTube, if you can't do YouTube at a full time, how can you use YouTube to make more money in your own profession? So, for example, if you're an accountant, let's take something as boring as accounting. But everybody needs accountants. Accounting is so boring. But, anyways, let's say you're an accountant. And then, so the other thing that also attracted me to YouTube in my journey, like I'm sharing my journey, right? Is the freedom. I've always wanted freedom. Been fired from some of my jobs because I want freedom. The freedom to work from wherever, and the freedom to teach what you know, the freedom to set your own schedule and stuff like that. So people looking for freedom. A lot of people have jobs, but they may have money, but they have no freedom. And they don't even know how to eventually have this freedom. And then, people used to laugh at me back in the days when I started this journey, and they'd be calling me that I don't have a job, I'm unemployed. And I'm like, but I'm creating my own job. I'm employed by myself. I'm employed by my dreams. And then, when I went to study in university, I studied political science. People are laughing at me. What are you going to do with political science? Now, today, I see everybody going on social media talking about politics without even knowing nothing about politics. And then I'm like, wow, I have a show commenting about politics, commenting about what's going on. And it just so happens that I did study politics while people were laughing at me that I will never have a job. But my purpose was like, oh, but what do I even need a job for? I just want to know. I want to understand, because it's important for me to understand, because I'm a survivor. I lived war, came to Canada as a refugee. I just want to understand politics. So yeah, and then now I find myself in the position where I could explain it to other people, and then make money explaining it to other people, or commenting, uh, explaining to other people. And then, oh, if that's not what you have done, if you're an accountant, for example, and you know accounting, and then you want to use YouTube to be free, so then you get away from your job. You could do videos speaking about accounting and telling people about accounting on YouTube. And then, as you are getting yourself known out there, it's like a platform to advertise your services and your knowledge. And then you also tell people that they can consult, you know, they can consult with you in private. So then your YouTube channel is serving to showcase who you are and your knowledge and advertise you. And then people contact you in private so that they can, you can help them in private. So then you get more clients in private, personally, privately, by speaking out publicly. I've been able to consult with people in private when they want to know things that they want to know in private. So then they book a consultation session, and then you can have multiple levels of consultation. I have multiple levels. I have like, oh, if you want to talk to me on the phone for 30 minutes or 1 hour, or if you want to talk on video, three different options depending on people's budgets, right? So then you're not necessarily relying on just YouTube and their views. YouTube pays by views. They don't even pay by subscribers. You'll see people having 1 million subscribers. 1 million subscribers doesn't mean they're making $1 million. And then the other way obviously has been, if you have a product or a service. In my situation, for example, I started as a writer. I had books. I had my books to sell. I have my new book right now, which is coming out this summer. So when you have a book, or when you have a product, when you have a business, that business has to be known. That business needs to be advertised. You're going to be paying people to advertise you. So if you have your own platform, then people will know through your own platform, or you will have to pay other platforms to advertise you as well. And then, us now who have platforms, another way that platforms make money through YouTube is by advertising other people who have products, who have services, but they are shy. They can't advertise their own products, they can't advertise their own services. So we help them advertise their own services, and they pay for that, like. So there's many ways that people have been making money. And then so we're going to be talking about this, and we may even bring people to talk about this. I just wanted to make a special episode that is about us, talking about us getting wealthy, talking about abundance, even in the material world, because this platform is also spiritual, educational, but even making money is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual journey. You also have to understand what is money, what is currency, and how can I be so that I attract this money, this currency, to myself. Personally, I had a lot of issues. Even understanding money, I had a lot of issues even accepting the responsibility of making money. I had issues even seeing money positively, because sometimes they tell you that money is the devil, or for the devil, stuff like that. So if they tell you that money is the devil and for the devil, how are you even going to want to make money? If you're a spiritual person or a moral person, how are you even going to want to make money if they tell you that money is the devil? So, like, I had to find an original way to even understand money, and I had issues with money that I talk about in my new book. Issues that I had with money, in Rwanda, in order to survive the genocide, for example, we had to pay money, and after that, I had so many issues with money. I'm like, so there's no humanity. What about the people who don't have money? What if it's like I even hated money, because it's like, maybe I don't even want to make money, because maybe I want to die next time, because looks like money is going to get you out of death. What about humanity? What about divinity? Who are these people who will kill you if you don't have money, and then not kill you if you pay them? Like, what kind of madness world is this? So, like, we may even have spiritual issues that block us from making money. So we need to even heal from all those things, and then be able to get into an abundance vibration, abundance mentality, in order to even make this money, and in order to even attract people who will want to work with you, because let's say you're an accountant, and there's so many accountants, and maybe all those accountants also have YouTube channels. So why will people choose to work with you, specifically you, instead of everybody else? And I have realized that it's also a spiritual thing. People will just vibe with me and like my spirit, and they'll be like, yo, I want to work with Ausares Louise UWACU. That's it. And other people will be repulsed by my energy, and then they'll be like, I don't like her, I never want to work with her at all. So many ways. And then other ways that in my journey I've been able to make money on this platform is by helping others produce their own show. After becoming an expert in media, and after becoming an expert in media productions, radio, television, podcasts, because I went to work in a TV studio, at the Shah TV studio, for many years as an intern, learned everything. So I did help other people produce their own shows, or even hosting. People see me as a host, and then they invite me to host their shows, to host their events, that are not my events, that are not my shows. So those are ways that you can pretty much help. One thing I've learned about money, There's this guy who spoke about money, this rabbi, Jewish rabbi guy. I even study people who make money. People be like, oh, Jewish people making money. Why? What is this? Jewish people making money? I'm there. I'm like, So instead of staying back here talking about Jewish people making money, how about I go and study these Jewish people and why are they making money and how are they making money and what is this philosophy that they have of making money, that they're into money and they made money. So eventually I said this is part one. We'll eventually discover, or we can eventually go into that, then can talk about banking and who started banking and who started currencies and who all those things, right? So anyways, there's this Jewish rabbi guy who then talks about money is certificate of appreciation. This is like one thing that helped me understand money and even be okay with making money and even appreciate getting money is if you see it as a certificate of appreciation. You have done something and then people are appreciating you and then they're sending you money, they're paying you, and then so that is a certificate that they have appreciated your product, your services, your vibrations, your teachings, whatever it is that you have shared with them, they have appreciated it. And so they give you a certificate of appreciation. Oh man, so this is one way that really helped me to switch how I see money and to make money and to enjoy getting those certificates of appreciation. And then also, what the other thing that made me patient, because it takes many years, it may take you many years to make money and to build a platform and to build the audience. And then but I was always in this mood that if you help other people achieve what they want to achieve, you will also achieve what you want to achieve. Like even if you are trying to make money, if you help other people understand money and also make money, you will also make money. So I was like, okay, how am I going to help other people achieve what they want to achieve so that I can also achieve what I want to achieve by creating a platform and helping other writers find a platform for their books, for example. Because I had an issue when I first published my first book. This is my third book right now. I know how so much stuff works now, but I didn't know nothing back in the days. So like promoting a book was so difficult, so hard to get on anybody's show to promote your book. And then you don't even have money to promote it. Ah! So by creating a platform that helps others create their own publicity and promote their own things, I was helping others achieve what they want to achieve, which is a pain that I knew about because I had experienced it. The pain of writing something you want the whole world to know, but then nobody's going to know because nobody's talking about it. So if you find someone who's interested in what you have to say, what you have to sell, your book or your product or your services, that's like, yes, thank you. And then getting on their show for free, because we don't charge people to promote them when they come on as guests. We charge them when they are advertisers, but not as guests. But that's like free advertising, free publicity, because otherwise, if you were to buy even 10 seconds or 15 seconds of ads on in anybody's show, that would cost you money. That would be a lot of money. So to appear on somebody's show for even 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, that is huge publicity for you and for your books. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this for people. I'm going to promote them, bringing them on the show. But at the same time, as I'm helping them, I am also helping myself, and that's the other principle of making money. If you're helping others, you will also be helping yourself, and you will also achieve what you want. So then everybody gets their certificates of appreciation. And then from there, people start getting to know you, and then people want to talk to you in private. They consult me. I've been working in private as a consultant as well. So this is what's great. And now we're talking money, helping others get over the fear or understand money, and then in the process we are also making money as well. So if you have any questions, my people, let's grow together. All right, so I'll be moving into Kenya Rwanda. Before I move into Kenya Rwanda, let me talk about even the fact that money is called currency, right? So you understand that currency is, even water has something to do with water, because the water currency, so money is flowing, right? Money is always flowing, right? So how is money going to be flowing to you and I? My people. So money is going to be flowing when people need you, like the source is just there flowing, and then when people who need water are the ones who are going to be going to the source, right? So, and if you do something that people need to understand something, something, and maybe you do something easily and other people can't do it easily, but you know how to do it easily. Maybe you want to be free. Maybe you're living in Canada, you want to have a side hustle, side gig. You want to start sharing your knowledge, your expertise. Everybody can have a YouTube channel for free. So instead of being jealous that other people are doing it, let's learn together how we can do it. So next time, if you have questions or if you like what I've already been sharing, we could talk about some of the tools. How do people actually make these videos, which platforms the people record, the microphones, the cameras, the everything. If you have questions, I'm going to do this special show, weekly episodes, talking about money, abundance, demystifying money, talking about wealth, attracting it, and then we're going to manifest it. All right, my people. So thank you very much for being here. We are going to move into Kenya, Rwanda, and continue to talk about it. All right, my people, murakoze cyane. Dukomeze tuganire mu Kinyarwanda. Paradizo TV ati nyibwirira uko nayo